David Hundeyin is an award-winning Nigerian journalist who has released a lot of information about the APC presidential candidate, Bola Tinubu. In fact, he made a video a few days ago where he outlined many details about the forfeiture of $450,000 that Bola Tinubu made to the US authorities in the early 90s. It seems that video didn't do any harm on Tinubu's candidacy and acceptance in Nigeria. Not bothered by that, David went ahead to release more documents. These documents are explosive. They are a confirmation of the documents that Tinubu submitted to INEC while he was filing his presidential candidacy form. Of course, INEC refused to release these documents the first time a lawyer made the request, but after taking them to court and winning in court, INEC was forced to release the documents. So David went ahead with another lawyer in the United States to make a request in the university to find out if the document is truly authentic. This is a different approach other than what others have done in the past. You know, when Tinubu contested for governor in Lagos State, he had these problems of certificate. People were trying to verify his certificate. Even the late sage, Gani Fawemi, took him to court and all that. And all this while, people were verifying his certificates. They normally contact the school and ask if the name Bola Tinubu attended the school, which the school will normally respond in the affirmative. But this time around, David and the lawyer in the United States decided to make a request of a printout of the original certificate from the school. That's when everything became clear, that the certificate that Tinubu submitted to INEC is not the same thing as the one released by the university. Let's go to the second document before we come back to the certificate in order to explain things better. On this document, you can see that the gender of Bola Tinubu is female here. Can it be a typographical error? Maybe that's the reason he couldn't contact the university directly himself to retrieve the original certificate. If the lawyer in the university can get this original certificate as issued by the same university to him in the 70s, why couldn't he himself apply to the university to retrieve the document by himself? Maybe it's because the university can only give the original document to the original owner. Who knows? Maybe it is not his in the first place because of the female gender. The lawyer had to pass through the court in order to get these documents. But if you are the owner, if Tinubu is the owner of these documents, he passed through the university, he lost them, like he said, when the military raided his house in the 90s, why is it difficult for him to approach the university and retrieve the original document, the original certificate? There's this document from Chicago State University that says that Tinubu graduated from Government College, Lagos in 1970. This can't be true because Government College, Yaba was established in 1974 by Mobolaji Johnson, the former military administrator of Lagos. If you look on this board, you will see all the principals, the past principals of the school. So Tinubu couldn't have attended a school that wasn't in existence at the time. This might also explain why he didn't fail the primary and secondary schools he attended, because that would have been easy to verify. And looking at the certificate that Tinubu submitted to INEC, you will see that there are many discrepancies as shown by David. When you place the two side by side, they are not the same at all because the university issued the certificate that they issued to Bola Tinubu. So it should be exactly the same. The logo doesn't match. There's no time in the history of the school that they use this type of logo. There are grammatical errors in the body of the certificate. You can see the original one, how it's written. It is not exactly the same as the one that Tinubu submitted to INEC. There are more spaces for signatories, unlike two on the original. So if you look at them, this constitutes forgery. Even if these certificates were lost or burnt, like Tinubu said, why didn't he approach the university to retrieve another copy like the lawyer did in the United States? It all smells of forgery, or something is not clear, something is missing. It is time to come out and address these issues because Nigerians deserve to know who is leading them. Among the major candidates contesting the presidential election, no single candidate has the controversies that Tinubu has. You can see that it is not an attack by David Hundeyin. Every Nigerian deserves to know the history of who will lead them, who has the potential to lead this great country. Every citizen deserves that right. Tinubu's earlier years seem basically unknown in the public. He should come out and be bold enough and tell Nigerians what was his situation. Did he change his name at any time in his life? Did he assume another person's identity or take his name and whatever? Also, David revealed that the company that Tinubu claimed to have worked for replied them in the same manner. Maybe they went through the same lawyer that, forced them to reveal the information. So the company replied by saying that Bola Tinubu did not work, that they do not have any record of him working in the company. It is time that Bola Tinubu addresses Nigerians on these issues. No time to continue defending people or sending spokespersons to defend the situation. Come out clean, tell Nigerians the true situation. If Nigerians still believe that you deserve to become the president, they will happily vote for you. In this information age, it will be very difficult for someone to present a fake document and it will not pass scrutiny by, citizens or journalists or professionals. This same mistake happened in Delta State when they voted James Ibori, who was a convict at the time, but Nigerian authorities and many people didn't know about it. He went on to become a two-term governor. He spent 8 years as a governor. He will be later convicted again in the UK and serve prison term before getting repatriated to Nigeria. So these kind of things do not need to happen in our country. We should know the people that aspire to lead us. They should not take us that we are not intelligent enough to dig into their past. In fact, it is an insult on Nigerians for someone to hide his past and want to take charge of the future of more than 200 million people. So he should come out and tell us, look at the situation of things. This is how it went wrong. When Tinubu had this problem in the first time when he was contesting for governor, there wasn't enough information. People just got what they could, But this time in the digital age, there are many ways to get information, Another surprising thing that David revealed was the fact that they sent the certificate that Tinubu submitted to INEC to the university, if they're the people that issued the certificate to Tinubu. And surprisingly, they told them to burn all other documents that they have released to them, that there was a problem, that, they started giving excuses. So it shows one thing. It seems like someone in the university or a group of persons is trying hard to protect the interest of Tinubu or to hide the reveal of the situation of things. More investigation needs to be done to know the actual true situation of things so that Nigerians, when they go to the polls in February next year, they can make an informed decision. They can say, this person, I know him very well. I know his past. I know his childhood. These are his schoolmates in primary, in secondary, in the university. He worked in social companies and he became governor. He became this, he became that. So definitely they will know the person they are voting for. They will make an informed decision.